Bears have made another signing, this time offensive lineman JAke Curhan. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Into Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Quick update here. We just got another signing. The Chicago Bears have signed offensive lineman JAke Curhan. He's 6'6", 316 pounds, only 26 years old. This is another versatile offensive lineman here. Stevo, what do you make of the signing, brother?
I liked it instantly because one thing I looked at was the age. I like that. I mean, we did a lot of getting in a lot of veterans. I believe the last two are 29 and 28. So you got the veteran, but you did bring in a little bit of youth. And I actually remember him. Like I remember watching him against the Lions, and he gave Aiden Hutchinson a bit of a run for his money. So he's definitely no slouch. Now when it comes to what his position will be, I think he's majority going to be a depth piece, a swing tackle that can help. But I like his size. I like everything. Based out of California, so I like it. I like it. The move, good size, good age range. But did you see the contract? Did they release the contract yet?
I haven't seen any details on the contract as of yet. What's going on, Bobby? I thought you'd be on the live call, brother.
We is, but we took a short intermission.
I feel you. Yeah, what's going on, brother? So, offensive lineman JAke Curhan being signed. How you feel about it, Bobby?
I'm feeling good about it, man. Continue to bring these offensive linemen in, and that's and you got to see what you got. And that's the thing that I've been telling people for all off season long. For the people that try to discredit Ryan Poles and what he's been trying to do with the offensive line, I understand some pieces haven't hit, and some have, but we cannot deny there has been effort to try to get this offensive line right. And you got to give him credit. He's drafted guys, he signed guys, cut guys, released and everything. So the continued work to try to build up this offensive line is necessary. And I hope people really understand how hard it is to really build an elite offensive line. That's what it really comes down to. So I'm bringing in more talent, somebody that was under Shane Waldron last year and still relatively young. So I like it. I really do.
And I think it says something, too, when an offensive coordinator has worked with the guy. Keep in mind, Curhan was an undrafted free agent. So he came up there from as an undrafted free agent, worked his way up. He's played 3 seasons there, playing 29 total games over those 3 seasons, started 9 of those games. He gave up 27 pressures and 3 sacks in 7 games last season. But he's played guard. He's played a little bit of tackle. But the fact that Shane Waldron, who has seen him up close, said, hey, no, we're going to bring him in as another depth piece, to me is a vote of confidence that, we'll see if it pays off. But I think that vote of confidence means something if your new offensive coordinator thinks it highly enough about an undrafted guy to bring him in for depth on the new team.
Yeah, and one of the things I said last video, I said, I hope they start looking for somebody that's a legit right tackle for backup, and he's that. I think he came into the league playing right tackle. His first year, he played strictly right tackle. So I feel, based off of what I've seen in the short time that I did see some game film on him and just remembering some games of him, he's a pretty good guy to have behind Darnell White, right?
Right. Yeah, right.
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 Yeah,
right.
like
Yeah, when you say the right always fucks me up too. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and then also you got to look at it, Braxton, right? Like I know that we haven't brought in. I wanted the Bears to bring in a starting caliber tackle to kind of push really Braxton. Haven't necessarily done that, but there is going to be some competition at that tackle position overall, and hopefully it pushes Braxton. But I think from what we've seen so far, unless something changes in the draft, Ryan Poles clearly and overall, maybe even Shane Waldron are pretty confident in Braxton. At least so far, that's what it seems like. But we'll see.
That's my favorite line of signing, I think.
And the biggest thing I like is that they bring it in guys with a lot of versatility. So you can figure out different combinations if you want to go, maybe it's snowing or it's raining one day, you want to go some heavy packages or something. Now you got guys that can come in and be a swing tackle. You can add an additional offensive lineman to where, you got Bates, who's been the guy to, get some pancakes on Sundays. And then the center that they just picked up, another guy that can get some pancakes on Sundays. So the versatility, especially with all the injuries that went on last season, now you adding competition and you add another element to what you can bring to your offense just in case a guy does go down. I like how they trying to patch up everything and make sure that everything is solidified. Whether it's gonna be some people that be like, yeah, they didn't spend no money. How many times we got to tell y'all that Ryan Poles is building through the draft? How many
Yeah,
times we got to tell y'all that?
we've been telling
Listen,
y'all that
ladies
forever.
and gentlemen.
We've been telling
I
y'all that
mean, listen
forever.
to that
So
man. I've been telling y'all, listen to that man. He is not lying when he says what he says. He's gonna build through the draft, and if it's not gonna break the bank, you can kindly bring your ass over here.
yeah. Yeah. And we'll see, man. Hey, listen, we'll see how this pays off. I think when you look at how many injuries we had all up and down that offensive line, there's still enough in the offensive line never got to build enough continuity either with all the injuries that we had up and down there. So I wouldn't be surprised if the offensive line already, if they can stay relatively healthy. We know that they're going to miss some games. It's brutal to play on the offensive line in the NFL, but added off season together, added training camp. I wouldn't be surprised that offensive line plays better considerably anyway. Even with now having Coleman Shelton out there as a starting center, but then now you've gotten depth pieces that all can play multiple positions. That are all like you have a mixture of veterans and the young guy now here. I like what Ryan Poles has done with this offensive line, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe not all of them make it to the regular season roster, but we'll see what happens with that.
Agreed. And I think that the biggest thing is that I believe we had a voicemail last week where the guy was like, "Why isn't Ryan Poles?" You know what I'm saying? No, it was like Ryan Poles has shown that he will listen to Eberflus. Will he listen to Shane Walders and take his recommendations? I believe these offensive linemen that have been brought in has been, no, Ryan Poles, his own doing, but he has also talked to Shane Walders, and especially when you go out to get
Hey,
Coleman.
Bobby, your mic's kind of choppy. Angle it down. I think it's a little bit above your mic. Angle it just down a little bit. There you go. Now
We
talking to
good
you.
now? Look at my boy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But
See,
I
listen,
think that
I do this.
exactly. I already know, so that's why it ain't no hate. But I think that Ryan Poles looked at Shane Waldron and took a few recommendations from him. The pickup at the center spot with Coleman Sheldon, what I believe was a Shane Waldron recommendation, and Ryan Poles did his homework and was like, okay, cool. And it's the same with this center right here with JAke Curhan. So I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. I hope that they continue to work together going into the draft, and then also to still see if you can pick up some more offensive weapons, in free agency. Some people want everything to come fast. That's just not how it's gonna work when you're trying to build things correct.
That's
And
a
I
fact.
told y'all I should have bet money with some of y'all motherfuckers. I told y'all I knew once we kept Semo what direction we was going. Hey, we still gonna be running the ball. And he's another clear example. He is a motherfucker when it's come running the ball. Everybody we have added for the most part are dominant run blockers. And that's the attitude that we've been having. That's the attitude this online been having. And then with the type of things that Shane Rogers likes to run, especially in those run packages, it fits him all so well. And for somebody that's coming in that's already done it, bruh, I can't wait to see what DeAndre Swift look like behind this damn
Bro,
line. This shit's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's a fact.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
a fact. That's a fact. All right, we got one super chat to get into before we get up out of here. We got to get back to a Bulls game. So Justin Kirk says King Poles at work make everyone compete for their job. Bear down. We know that this since Matt Eberflus has come and Ryan Poles has taken over, there's been a competition. It's an open competition battle every single time. So we'll see, man. We'll see what
And
happens
I'm
with
all
that.
for the
But
competition. All for the competition. Keep it coming. That's
facts.
only gonna get the best players on your squad.
Facts. And we'll be back tonight because I see the comments on what's going on, and I from what I'm seeing and starting to feel, I know people aren't gonna like this, but it seems to me that the Chicago Bears are trading a pick from what I've been hesitant to say kind of where I'm putting my eggs in the basket at, but when you kind of look at how everything's shaping up, it's
Yes.
starting to feel that way. But we'll talk about
Agreed.
that on tonight's nightly
You
episode.
have
Make sure
no
you guys stay
idea
Agreed.
what
I
you
tuned.
agree
just
with
did.
you 100%.
You have no idea what you just did.
I mean, I know it's gonna piss people off, but hey, people know I only say what I truly feel and I try to review it. Now, I'm not saying that that's 100% what may happen. I'm just giving the feeling that I'm getting from what's happening, the way things have been set up. To me, feels like a trade is coming.
For real. And shout out to Coach T too, bro. His live today was like, I heard a different perspective. That's why I like listening to good football people that know what the hell they talking about. He had some really, really strong point on a direction on what he kind of believes as well. So y'all make sure y'all stay in tune for the episode coming tonight. I will not be asleep tonight. I'll be up.
All right,
All right,
facts.
y'all get your Red Bull now.
Y'all make sure y'all
Celsius,
stay
red
tuned
Celsius.
in with us. You can follow the channel at Shy Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, 773-242-9336. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related, and we've been proving that to y'all this offseason. I've been seeing people like, oh, well, I come to Chicago Bears for hypotheticals. Ain't nobody been breaking down the free agents like we have. But we'll be back tonight, y'all. Love you guys. Chi-Town up.